Hello and welcome to another episode of EHC Bible Study. This week we're doing more of a staff spotlight, and so today I have with me our youth pastor, Pastor Patrick Reed. He's been with us a little over a year now, and he and his wife Sharon doing a fantastic job in our youth and children's ministries, along with all of the video that you see coming to you on YouTube and Facebook. Pastor Patrick is in charge of all of that, along with all the sound and the sanctuary and different things that we do like that. He does an amazing job. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we have done in our past as far as ministry goes. And we're going to talk about stateside mission trips. The Church of God came up several years ago with the idea of doing missions inside the United States for those who, for whatever reason, could not travel outside the United States. And there are a lot of sections and a lot of areas in our nation that need mission work. I remember for many, many years there was a team that sent a group to New York City, and every year they would go to New York City and would do ministry in New York City. We've been to the tribal lands out in North and South Dakota and out in the West and done mission work out there as well. In the Southwest, in Arizona and Colorado, we've done mission work there. And then most recently I've done some mission work in Kentucky. And it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for people who cannot travel outside the United States or don't want to travel outside the United States to still be able to participate in mission work. So, Pastor Patrick, give us a little idea of what you've done locally and in the mission field.
Well, I want to mention another, you mentioned a couple of things. The Dream Center in Knoxville.
Yes.
They are another prominent Church of God missionary, missions type thing. They go out and they feed the hungry. Matter of fact, during Winterfest, typically the Dream Center will hook up while they're in Knoxville, and the youth groups can do a mission trip or a mission thing right there in Knoxville through the Dream Center. So that's something that is available. But I wanted to mention the Dream Center. You know, mission work here in the United States and local mission work doesn't have to be a planned or a structured environment.
Right.
Mission work in the local environment is, you know, we had tornadoes a couple of days ago,
right,
and going and cutting trees and helping clean up your neighbor's yard. Those are different types of mission work. When Adairsville was hit real bad a few years ago, I know you come up to Adairsville and brought a lot of water and stuff. I was serving as youth pastor in a local church in Adairsville during this time, and you know, we were in the center because our church was downtown, and we helped feed the emergency personnel.
Right,
we brought them pizza and we brought them drinks and made sure everybody had something to eat. And then we joined up with the same church that you joined up with to go and help distribute toiletries and water and stuff like that. Those are type of mission work that we've had. It's not really structured, but just reaching out to the lost. When me and my wife first got married, before we started having kids, we wanted to instill the mindset of missions into our children.
Right.
And my wife, we've not been able to do this as much as we want, but my wife has always wanted to either at Thanksgiving or Christmas go and do a feed the hungry, go to a local shelter or something, and our kids feed and go and serve stuff to the hungry. You know, when you're living in a small rural town like Calhoun or Gordon County, there's not a lot of opportunities to do that. You have to go to a bigger town or a bigger county to where they have the needs for that. And so we've not really been able to put our hands into that aspect as much. But we've noticed from early on in our marriage that is something that we wanted to focus on in our lives.
You know, for 8 years we ran a food pantry out of the church at New Life there in Rome. And we started off with, seriously, and I have this picture somewhere in my archives, we started off with a video cart, you know, the little rolling video cart that used to put the overhead projector on. That video cart had a bottle of Pepsi, 3 cans of barbecue sauce, 3 bottles of barbecue sauce, and like 6 cans of beans. And that was our food pantry. That's what we started off with. And I thought, who in the world would want this food? Who would want these can of beans and Pepsi and barbecue sauce? And a guy came.
Somebody that doesn't have those
A
things.
guy came to the church and he said, I don't have anything to eat. Is there any way you can help me? And I said, here, I got a bottle of Pepsi, and I got some beans, and if you want some barbecue sauce to flavor them with, you can. And he came over and he got 3 or 4 things off of that cart, thanked us, and I prayed with him. And when I prayed with him, I thought, my prayer was, Lord, increase this so that we can stretch out our tent, so that we can expand our territory. And by the time we were finished, we had the nursery, the former nursery. We had to build a new nursery. We had converted that nursery into an outreach pantry with 3 deep freezes, and then we took church pews and stacked them on top of each other, bolted them together, so we had shelves from floor to ceiling, and we had people in the church buy shelves, and we got a shipment from Walmart, we got a shipment from Bilo, and then we got a shipment from the Atlanta Community Food Bank just about every week. And we literally went from that little golf cart, that little video cart, to feeding thousands of people every week. People would come by and with families of 10, 12, 15, and we would send them home with 2 or 3 boxes worth of food, and not just canned food. It was fresh meat that came from Walmart. It was fresh vegetables that came from Kroger. It was bread that came from Panera Bread. And so we found our niche. We found what it was that God wanted us to do mission-wise, and that turned into a tremendous, tremendous ministry. We had people in the church who didn't know anything about our church, didn't know where we were, didn't know anything about us, but they came to the food pantry thinking that it was just a food pantry, and then they connected with the people in our food pantry, fell in love with them, and became members of our church there at New Life. And as far as I know, several of those people still go there today. And it was an amazing ministry. I loved it. There were some days when I had to carry my gun because we were in a bad neighborhood. There were some days when I had to carry a gun, and there were some days when the ladies that sat at the front would stop people from coming in. They'd say, "You're lying. You're not coming in here. You ain't got no 8 kids. You're lying. It's just you at home with your mama." And I'd have to kind of intervene and deal with that. But it was an amazing ministry because I got to pray with people right there. We got to meet their spiritual needs and their physical needs.
Well, I'm reminded of a conversation me and you had a couple of months ago about us coming up with an outreach that we can do here at Irwin Hill, here in the Snorville community. Mm-hmm. We had discussed, different things. Doing a food pantry here at the church really wouldn't work due to the fact that everybody in Gordon County has one now.
Right.
We don't really have a large homeless population.
Right.
So we're trying to find out a way that talked about how we can, as a local church, can reach out to the community. And I would encourage anyone watching these videos, if you know of a need in our community here in the Snorville area or even in the county,
right,
get in touch with me or Pastor Sean, or leave a comment in the comments below. But we're willing to do whatever we need to do to reach our community.
Exactly.
And it's not about filling the pews. It's not about raising the numbers or padding the system. It's about touching the lives of people in need.
Exactly.
That's the basis of what we do. We do it for the people, not to when we file a report with the state office so that we can say we had 6 more converts or we had 6 sanctifications or whatever it is we have to report. It's about reaching the lost and ministering to them in their need.
A few years ago, right after you came here, we did a partnership with the VAC, and we gave away food and presents and different things at Christmas. And our people got involved in that, and it was wonderful. It's a wonderful way to reach out. And the Voluntary Action Center here in Calhoun does an amazing job of taking care of transient people who are coming in and out, homeless people who may be in the area, and just meeting the needs of people who are just having a bad month. I know when I was single, there were some times when I just didn't have enough food. I didn't have enough food, so I go over to my grandmother's house, or I'd go back to my mom and dad's house, and I would eat out of their refrigerator. Not everybody has that. Not everybody has that support system where they can get $20 to put in their gas tank, or they can get another meal to put in their belly. So that's where the church has to step up and fill that gap. and meet that need. So look for us more and more often to do more stateside mission trips and to do more things like that, and to do more local mission work, because we are looking for that niche that can help this community in a big, big way. So we hope you've enjoyed today. We are praying for you. We love you. For Pastor Patrick, I am Pastor Sean. We love you. God bless you is my prayer.